The Adventures of Aratok the Space Fighter, The Planetoid of the Bear Mutant, by Ryan Baker. The date is July 14, 2002. The location is the Euraxia Galaxy. Aratok the Space Fighter is in the area. At that moment, Aratok sees a blip on the radar. "It must be something huge," said Aratok. Aratok starts heading toward the location of the blip. Aratok sees a medium-sized planetoid located several light years from the planet of Aquor. "So," said Aratok, "this is the source of the blip." Aratok approaches the planetoid. "Activate sensors," said Aratok. The sensors on the space fighter begin scanning the atmosphere of the planetoid. Moments later, the scan was completed. "Scan complete," the onboard computer said. "What's the status, computer?" asked Aratok. "Scans show the planetoid has breathable air," said the onboard computer. "Scans also show vast amounts of iron." "Interesting," said Aratok. "Haxel will be pleased to hear that." Aratok enters the planetoid's atmosphere. "Computer, prepare to activate transformation function," said Aratok. "Acknowledged," said the onboard computer. Aratok was quickly approaching the surface of the planetoid. "Activate transformation function," said Aratok. The space fighter begins to transform into dune buggy mode. The wings fold back. The dune buggy wheels extend out from the chassis. The retro rockets activate and slow the space fighter's descent onto the surface of the planetoid. Aratok lands the space fighter on the surface of the planetoid. "Now then," said Aratok, "computer, what are the coordinates of the blip?" "Unable to process request due to limited data," said the onboard computer. "What in the ancient worlds are you talking about?" said Aratok. "Please enter data into the form," said the onboard computer. "By the ancient worlds," said Aratok, "I can't believe this." Aratok enters the data into the sensor. It begins to scan for any energy signatures. Aratok begins to travel across the surface of the planetoid. "Where in the ancient worlds is the closest batch of iron?" said Aratok. "There is a large deposit of iron located about 200 meters to the northeast of this location," said the onboard computer. Aratok approaches the location. At that moment, a large blip comes onto the radar. "What in the ancient worlds?" said Aratok. Aratok hears something in the distance. The sound belongs to the Bear Mutant. "The sound seems to be getting louder," said Aratok. Aratok looks to the east. He sees the Bear Mutant. The Bear Mutant was charging at the space fighter. Aratok tries to get out of the way. Unfortunately, the Bear Mutant comes crashing into the space fighter. Aratok goes tumbling out of the space fighter. Aratok manages to get a hold of his laser blaster. It is a medium-sized blaster. Aratok takes aim at the Bear Mutant. "What are you doing here?" asked the Bear Mutant. "What in the ancient worlds?" said Aratok. "You actually speak." "Of course," said the Bear Mutant. "How did you come to be?" asked Aratok. "I only have pieces of memory," said the Bear Mutant. "What I do remember is that I have seen a scientist." "A scientist," said Aratok. "What did they look like?" "I remember very little about the scientist," said the Bear Mutant, "but from what I can remember, he appeared to be in his early 30s. "What other information do you remember?" asked Aratok. "The scientist didn't look like he was from this galaxy," said the Bear Mutant, "or even this time period." "Not from this time period," said Aratok. "Interesting. It sounds like the description of Dr. Julius Crantus." "Dr. Crantus," said the Bear Mutant. "Indeed," said Aratok. "I had read various reports about the scientist. The reports state that the witnesses have seen him for a moment in any one area." "He never stayed in one area for any amount of time," said the Bear Mutant. "Indeed," said Aratok, "all of the witnesses have seen Dr. Crantus in different locations. In fact, he had traveled to different time periods." "Traveled to different time periods," said the Bear Mutant. "Indeed," said Aratok. "Now I know the identity of the scientist who had created me," said the Bear Mutant. "I thank you for the information. What are you doing on this planet?" "I was on a search for Dr. Crantus," said Aratok. "Why are you searching for Dr. Crantus?" asked the Bear Mutant. "There was signs of a strange creature roaming the planets," said Aratok. "I had a feeling that Dr. Crantus was behind the matter. There was also the matter of the recent theft of blueprints for a top-secret experimental deep space battleship." "He must be stopped," said the Bear Mutant. "Indeed," said Aratok. "I shall help you on your way," said the Bear Mutant. The Bear Mutant lifts the space fighter. Unfortunately, said the Bear Mutant, I cannot join you on your quest. Understood, said Aratok. Aratok climbs into the space fighter. Aratok heads on his way. Until we meet again, said the Bear Mutant. Indeed, said Aratok. Aratok leaves the planetoid. I wish you luck on your mission, said the Bear Mutant. Neither individuals have any idea on Dr. Crantus's current location. They have no idea that Dr. Crantus is on to them. Aratok will soon meet Dr. Crantus. The end.
Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more content. Let's not forget to leave comments if you like.